Coming up in today's show.
You're going to post a selfie, for example, and you take that selfie. We encourage you to stop and think before you actually post that selfie.
Being socially responsible online, and later, building a personal care industry from locally grown materials. I'm Adrian Atkinson, and you're watching Jamaica Magazine. We'll have these and so much more after this message.
Mommy,
Yes, sweetie?
how can I change my world?
You can change your world by being polite.
Good morning.
Good morning. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Miss.
With just one action.
We can change the world with acts of random kindness.
Stay kind, act kind, be kind.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, April 4. Justice Minister Delroy Chuck is recommending measures to enhance case and records management as well as stronger stakeholder engagements. These, he says, will drive government's push to have court cases resolved more quickly.
Additionally, Mr. Speaker, increasing the complement of judges and support staff in the High Court would lessen the caseload and positively impact the clearance and disposal rates.
The minister was speaking in Parliament Tuesday as he tabled the 2017 annual statistical reports for the Supreme Court and the parish courts.
The major finding of the study, Mr. Speaker, was that on average, the disposal or clearance rate of cases is 49.7%. This rate ranges from 24% in the High Court and 97% in the Gun Court.
The average disposal rate for cases in the parish courts was 69%, lower than the international standard of 80%. Among the factors cited for delays are high incidences of adjournments, uncertainty about trial and hearing dates, and requisitions. The statistical reports were funded by the Justice Undertakings for Social Transformation program with technical support from the Department of Justice Canada. They have been published on the Supreme Court website, supremecourt.gov.jm. Still on justice, 3 judges have been appointed to act in higher positions in the Supreme Court and the Court of Appeal. The appointment of Justices Andrea Thomas and Grace Henry Mackenzie become effective today. They will serve as puisne judges in the Supreme Court. Justice Leighton Pusey's appointment as judge in the Court of Appeal becomes effective on Monday, April 9. They were sworn in by Governor-General Sir Patrick Allen during a ceremony at King's House on Tuesday.
As you assume your duties, judges, in the Court of Appeal and the Supreme Court respectively, I sincerely encourage you to carry out your duties with care and diligence so that all who engage with the judicial system can attest to its integrity and its impartiality.
Judges Thomas and Henry Mackenzie have served for many years with distinction in the parish courts, while Justice Pusey has been a judge of the Supreme Court since 2006. In other news, Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says several initiatives will be undertaken this year to assist the mentally challenged. The initiatives are some of the recommendations made in a report by the Mental Health and Homelessness Task Force received in 2016. Among the projects is a public education campaign geared at destigmatizing mental health and raising the awareness level among Jamaicans. Dr. Tufton says partnerships will also be forged with non-governmental organizations to assist challenged persons who have been abandoned.
We will embark on a program this year to train more personnel in the form of psychiatric nursing aides to support the mental health officers out there in order to spend more time on the streets.
Dr. Tufton was speaking at Tuesday's handing over of 2 buses to support community mental health services provided by the Western and Northeastern Regional Health Authorities.
This marks the start of additional vehicles that are to come during the course of this year. I'm told that we're looking at between 3 and 5 additional vehicles that will add to the existing fleet to enhance the mobility of the mental health team.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Health is now piloting a project that will encourage best practices in pre- and post-maternal care among low socioeconomic groups. The initiative is adopted from European countries. It seeks to incentivize best practices by pregnant women, especially those on the PATH program.
And that is an initiative called a baby box. If you look at the Scandinavian countries that have done exceptionally well as it relates to pre- and postnatal care, they incentivize best practices by the use of a piece of device called a baby box, which is really acts as a crib for the early stages of the child, with particular types of supporting inputs for the mother and the child.
The health minister was speaking at the recent opening of the renovated pediatric ward of the St. Anne's Bay Hospital. He said the boxes, which contain cribs and utensils for pre- and postnatal care, will be issued to pregnant women at health centers across the island. And finally, a condolence book has been opened for 2 wards of the state who died in a fire which destroyed the Walker's Place of Safety in January. The book will remain open until tomorrow. It can be signed by members of the public from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Child Protection and Family Services Agency CPFSA office at 40 to 48 Duke Street in downtown Kingston. The agency has also planned a memorial for the children to be held on Friday at the Shiloh Apostolic Church at 55A Lyndhurst Road in Kingston. The CPFSA says preparations have also been advanced for the burial of the 2 wards. According to the agency, its parent ministry will assume the full cost of burial and provide additional assistance as the need arises. Those burial arrangements are being made by the children's families. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
The national ID will protect your identity. In these modern times, we all need protection from fraud and identity theft. We're moving Jamaica into the modern era, where your privacy is top priority. Your fingerprint and your picture will secure your ID. This is no different from when you apply for a visa or a passport. Get the facts at nidsfacts.com. NIDS is here for your protection.
Prime Minister makes changes to his cabinet, secures July 3 extension for a state of emergency in St. Catherine North, and
I am heartened to see that GISCO is not only here to take out, but they are also here to put back and to truly build the industry.
You're watching Jamaica House Weekly. I'm Anthony Morgan. At the top of the week, Prime Minister Andrew Holness announced several changes to his cabinet. Dr. Nigel Clark was named Minister of Finance and the Public Service. He replaces Audley Shaw, who has been reassigned to the Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries, MICAF. Favour Williams was promoted to Minister without Portfolio in the Finance Ministry. Dr. Horace Chang is now the Minister of National Security, while Robert Montego, who held the portfolio, is now in charge of Transport and Mining. Former Transport Minister Mike Henry has been assigned to the Office of the Prime Minister. And Minister Carl Samuda, who had oversight for MICAF, is now in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. Prime Minister Holness also made changes to his team of junior ministers. Senator Pernell Charles Jr., who was at the Ministry of National Security, is now at Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. Members of Parliament Xavier Main and Orlando Terrelong have been promoted to Ministers of State. The newest members, Dr. Clark, Miss Williams, Mr. Main and Mr. Terrelong, were sworn in at King's House on Tuesday.
The enhanced security measures in the St. Catherine North Police Division have so far yielded unquestionable results, and the impact, Mr. Speaker, cannot be overstated. There has been no report of murders in that space, and I knock on wood for that. There has been no report of serious crimes, and there has been no report of abuse by the security forces.
To continue these successes, Prime Minister Andrew Holness piloted and the House of Representatives passed a resolution to extend the state of public emergency to July 3. Back at Jamaica House Monday, The Prime Minister endorsed a program which will see 52 local students receiving advanced engineering training in China. The program is funded by the operators of Alpart Bauxite Refinery, Jiguan Iron and Steel Company, JISCO.
The selection of Jamaicans for the opportunity to train, to be exposed, and to learn the language and the processes. It's a very important sign because it also says to us that it is the intention of JISCO to ensure that Jamaicans can participate in a comprehensive way in the industry. That it is not the intention to bring technical resources and expertise from China alone, but to develop it right here in Jamaica so that we can run the business of bauxite and mining here.
Also at Jamaica House Tuesday, Prime Minister Holness met with heads of agencies within the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. He received updates on plans and projections for the 2018-2019 fiscal year from the Development Bank of Jamaica and the Agro-Investment Corporation. Prime Minister Holness was also updated on progress being made on existing projects. By Wednesday, Prime Minister Holness was at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel to contribute to the 6th Annual Caribbean Basin Coastal Surveillance and Maritime Summit, CABSEC 18. Jamaica, through the Jamaica Defense Force, also hosted the 4th Annual South American Security Summit, SAMSEC. Mr. Holness told the gathering that Jamaica had spent $11 billion on improving its border security.
In the next phase of our investment in our security, we will continue to build our capacity to secure Jamaica's borders in terms of carrying out searches and rescue operations, and to monitor, in particular, the island's fishing resources. And that will be enhanced by the purchase of a coastal radar system.
And that's how we close out Jamaica House Weekly. Be sure to join us next time for more of the news stories coming out of the office of the Prime Minister.
Did you know that in a recent survey done by the OCA in schools across Jamaica, 43% of the students received inappropriate messages from strangers? The OCA wants you to be smart online. Never speak to persons you don't know. Parents, encourage your children to be social but be smart.
This message was brought to you by the Office of the Children's Advocate with support from UNICEF.
Now more than ever, we have to be careful about what we share online. Information posted is there for the world to see and is not as easy to remove as it is to post. So, before you put something on the internet, think about the advice given in this next feature.
Cybercriminal activities are on the rise, affecting the lives of people worldwide, resulting in a need to increase the awareness of all citizens. The Ministry of Science, Energy and Technology has been making the internet more accessible to all of us, but with that comes greater responsibility. As
the government aggressively moves to creating the digital knowledge-based society, it is very important to ensure that citizens, businesses, everybody understands the responsibility that comes along with using technology. The government of Jamaica continues to move with help from the Universal Service Fund. It's an agency under the ministry, to broaden access to technology and the internet by creating public Wi-Fi services and deploying community access points. This is an effort to ensure that everyone has access to the internet and cyberspace.
The ever-increasing popularity of social media platforms and its dark side has prompted the Stop, Think, Connect campaign.
Stop, Think, Connect brings out general safety practices, and we encourage persons to stop and think. Actually, you find at times you're going to post a selfie, for example, and you take that selfie. We encourage you to stop and think before you actually post that selfie. Is it necessary to post? Do the people really need to see this? Do I really need to post this? What effect can it have in the future?
Stop, Think, Connect is not just geared towards our personal use of the internet. It should be incorporated in our work lives as well.
Cybersecurity in the workplace is everyone's business. A lot of institutions worldwide, and Jamaica is not excluded from this, have been impacted by ransomware and other malware. A lot of times what we find is that it's that end user that clicked on an email link, an attachment, or went to a website that they shouldn't have. We have to make an effort now to not only educate users, but actual persons at all levels within institution to be aware of the threat that is out there. Because when an organized cybercrime is coming, it's usually targeted at critical infrastructure.
Critical infrastructure such as energy, water, telecoms, and media are just some of the targeted areas. Ignore pop-ups when they appear on your computer and never trust emails from questionable sources. By opening any of the following, you may be giving a virus a free access pass to your devices. There are several antivirus and anti-malware software on the market. Use them. And also remember to keep your private information private. Passwords, driver's license, national identification number, traveling and banking information should not be saved on public computers. Cybersecurity is our shared responsibility. Let's play our part. Stop, think, connect.
I'm Tony Anlati and I am a victim of cybercrime. It started when my friends and I were in school and we all received a friend request from a weird name. We didn't know who it was at the time, but because we all got the friend request, we figured more likely it was a real person, so everybody accepted this person. Wrong move. So everything was fine in the initial stages, but maybe like a week or two after everybody accepted the friend request, some strange things started to happen. They would send us messages, sometimes individually, or they'd send the same message to everybody just to see what kind of different responses we would have. And it was very weird, to say the least. But then after that, it's like they upped the ante a little bit to start. Well, they started to tell us things that we were doing and places that we were going and people that we were with, and it was just like, okay, do I know you? Well, we became very paranoid. It's sensitive information that this person is telling you, it's places that you never really announce it to people that you're going here. So when you see somebody send you a message to say, oh, you're here with this person and this person, you start to look at your friends now like, it's you, I know you're playing with me. You just talk the truth and let's move on. But it wasn't any of them. When everything happened, at that time we had a lecturer who was a DSP. So we started to get advice from him asking, what to do. And at that point, he told us that the best thing to do is stay as safe as possible. And so we started to leave school extra early. But we sort of just took matters into our own hands to try and find a person ourselves. we Googled how to trace IP addresses, and that's how we found out that the person who was doing this was actually a member of the school community, or they would be attached to the school Wi-Fi at the same time that we were at school. Eventually, it stopped because we made an uproar about it in spaces where we suspected the person was. So we began to speak very loudly about it. We let them know that we would be pressing charges and we'll go out with a bag of things. We didn't know who the person was, but we figured more likely that they heard us loud and clear. To this day, we don't have a definitive answer as to who the person was. Yes, we have our suspicions. But I can't really point at somebody to say, you are the person who was doing that. And that's a little scary to me. Looking back now, I think we all would have been much better off and a lot less paranoid if we kept ourselves to ourselves and only added people on social media that you know for a fact are your friends. If somebody doesn't have a profile picture, that's probably not somebody that you want to share your information with. To everybody else, I just say be very careful on social media because things and times have changed and there are some people out there with really malicious intent. So you just have to be very, very careful, be observant, be vigilant.
Safety begins with paying attention. Focusing on what you're doing prevents accidents in general and is the most critical step in keeping safe. Many injuries that occur at home or work could have been prevented if you were mindful. While walking on the road, always try to be vigilant of your surroundings so you can be quick in identifying danger and getting yourself out of harm's way. So, help make Jamaica a safer society by being aware, staying responsive, and keeping your eyes, ears, and instincts alert.
We want a productive Jamaica. We are not productive Jamaicans. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity is the way to go for all us Jamaicans. Small business, big business, old and young, we are tell every woman and man. We want growth and prosperity for a better nation with a building plan. So we can build our product and sell our product and put more money in our hand. Our economy can rise to a level and build a better nation. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity.
Productivity, pathway to prosperity. A message brought to you by the Jamaica Productivity Center, a department of the Ministry of Labor and Social Security.
Soaps, shampoos, essential oils made from locally grown materials, a personal care industry ripe for homegrown investors. Watch this.
This is an opportunity for you, and we do provide support in the setup and extraction of your oils. When we talk about personal care products, we are looking at natural hair care products, organic shampoos and conditioners, body lotions, your body scrubs, your hand sanitizers, your organic feminine care, extra virgin coconut oil, your herbal extracts, and that's a key advantage to us that makes our product organic. We think of our cocoa butter, and it is rich in good for moisturizing. It has a very high vitamin content, EA, which is exceptional for the skin. We all want to look young and pretty and to defy the signs of aging. There's less chance of skin irritations. The formulations are simpler to make. The active ingredients work together very well to produce the effect, the desired effect you are looking for. So take, for instance, you want to reduce the wrinkles. Then we look at those ingredients that will contribute, give you that benefit. Say you want a lotion that will stimulate the blood flow. We're getting all the arthritis coming in, getting on us. Then you want to think of your ginger oil extract or your lemongrass oil extracts, what we know as fever grass, to consider infusing those oils in your natural products.
This is one of the fastest growing industries globally that we can benefit tremendously from this.
I make natural bar soaps predominantly, but I also do body oils. From time to time, persons may ask me to make something specific for them. I do body wash as well. I do a garlic oil. I do a massage oils as well.
There is a big opportunity along the value chain, endless opportunities. So we want to tap into that opportunity that exists, not only from retailing your personal care products, but from considering providing the raw material base. So you may want to go into oil extraction, right? You may want to grow you may want to be a farmer, so you may want to grow those herbs, plant-based material, so you can be an intermediary manufacturer from the oil extraction aspect or from the farming aspect. Persons are preoccupied with looking good. And if you don't look good, you are deemed to what? Not doing well in society. So we all want to look good. We all want to choose the best products that has a minimum negative impact on your body.
Gone are the days we can say we just mix a bit of aloe vera, mix some of this bush or that bush, and we have our product and we take it to the market. You have to drive the traffic to your product through confidence in your product. You don't gain confidence in your product by word of mouth, but by persons utilizing those products and having the testimonials and evidence that it actually works. At the SRC, we pride ourselves in being an application-based science and technology as well as innovation institution. At the SRC, we can assist you through the entire process. If we can't do it directly, we have partner institutions who can.
That's all we have for you today, but another informative show will be ready for you tomorrow on this channel at the same time. We would love your feedback, so send us an email or drop us a line on our social media pages. Watch this and any other editions of Jamaica Magazine. Just visit our website or YouTube channel. On behalf of all of us here at the GIS, I am Adrian Atkinson. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.